Hi, welcome. We're gonna make my immunity shots. This also came highly requested after the supplementation video that I was going over. So here we go. I'm gonna go over all the items we need and then I'll flip you around so that way you can kind of see how I do it in person. So first thing you need is lemons. For this, we're gonna need around 3 lemons. I have some Mandarin Oranges. We need about 5. I have some ginger, and this is like 2 big, roots of ginger. And then I put in cayenne pepper, as well as black pepper. And then we try to get real ginger. We just don't get very much of it in our stores, so we're gonna use just the powder form. And then what we use here is a Ninja blender thing. So we don't use a juicer, we just use a blender. And yeah, so that's all the items you would need. A fork, a spoon, and a knife to kind of cut things. But other than that, that's all you would need to produce this awesome beverage. All right, everybody, we're gonna get started. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna scrape the skin off of the ginger. And that's what the spoon is for. So I just kind of scrape off this all right here. It takes a little bit of time to kind of do it, but this is by far the hardest part of it. We just take the skin, I toss it in this bag so that way we have a trash bag ready to go. Let's say this is just as bad as peeling potatoes. And we do have one of those potato peelers, but for whatever reason, the spoon seems to work a little bit faster. We've done it with both, so we've tried it, believe me, but we just seem to think, maybe it's just our own personal bias, that the spoon is a little bit easier. I could pretty much wedge the spoon in and get anything I need off of it, whereas like the potato peeler, it has to be set kind of perfect for it to peel. So that's the reason why we use the spoon and not the potato peeler. So I know someone's gonna say, hey Matt, why didn't you use a potato peeler or peeler, whatever? But to be honest, we tried it. It wasn't for us. Maybe it's just because I'm not good at it yet. Maybe that's what it is, but you know what? It's fine. This is pretty thick. Let's get this cut up. One more there. I'm cutting these up into small chunks because that'll make the blending process a little bit smoother as well. Okay, so ginger is done. As you can see, that was the longest part of it from beginning to end there. It was about 7 minutes to get that much done. And that was just 2 big roots. If you want to do more or less, that's completely up to you, as I do make enough for about 2 weeks. This is why you haven't seen a video of me making this sooner, is 100% because I have had, when I made the video explaining all the things that I do, I had already made, I think it was 14 or 16 days worth of these. So definitely did not need to make any because I had just made them. So now I'm just getting the lemons out. Obviously you want to get the rind off, skin off. See, I like it when I get this little corner. When I get this corner, they peel right off. And that is the ultimate goal. Just peel them right out of there. Sometimes they don't, sometimes they just grab in. That was a good one. There we go. Very good there. Last lemon. again, I'm not super worried about the seeds. We do strain this once we get done with the blending process. But if I can get them out, I will, as you guys have already seen. Okay, now we just have to peel the oranges. You guys are hearing my girls in the background. These ones are very easy, very quick. All that is done. Alrighty, here we go. We're gonna do the turmeric first. Big old spoonful of this. This actually might be the rest of the... Should be good there. Pepper. I'm just gonna lather this sucker on. So I like mine spicy. So adding lots of pepper, cayenne pepper, and is just important to us. So that's why. So I started doing this, you guys, when 2 years ago, like wintertime, I was sick. What felt like it was summer had just turned 1, and I was like working at the military base, and that winter I was sick. I got norovirus. I got everything under the sun. So it drove me insane. I was constantly sick. I felt like I was constantly buying these. Oh, and then about a half a bottle of water here. Yeah, about that. I was constantly buying these things. So I was like, well, what the hell? I'm spending, and these things were like, again, they're not cheap. They're like, whatever, $12 for 4, something like that. It's not cheap. So now, my wife and I, we do this. So there we go. There's the Ninja. I want to make sure you guys see the blending process here. So I'm going to stand this up a little bit. Let's move the turmeric. And let's move these out of the way. Keep this off to the side. Let me get my strain. And now I blend. So I push this down. Okay, now I'm gonna go get my strainer. Now I have a specialty strainer for this one. It's a strainer that looks like this. And I place it on top of a bowl and we drain it. So let's do that real quick. All right, this is what the setup kind of looks like. So we have big old bowl, strainer here. Take this guy off. And what's great is it acts just like a smoothie. All right, you get it up to where it's kind of full, and we kind of let it sit so it drains all the juice out, and we get rid of the pulp. And the pulp we'll put in the bag or have all the other stuff in. So as you guys can see, there's kind of a process to this, but it's well worth it when you're, instead of spending $12 for 4 little shots, I'm making 14 shots or 16 shots at a time for, I think, gosh, I don't even know what the cost is on these. I really should do an analysis on that before I post this, but I'll find out exactly what I spend on this, but it's not even nearly the same. Those companies that make those are making a huge profit. You guys can see I'm kind of squeezing this up against the back with the back of the spoon, and it's getting all that rest of that juicy stuff out. It looks pretty good. It's looking pretty dry. take that, I just scrape off all the pulp into my bag. And then we're back to it. So we do this over and over again until we have no more left into this. So we just grab it, pour some in, get it to where it's pretty much full, let it strain for a moment. And I don't know if you guys can see in here, but it is straining pretty slowly. This is why I take the spoon and then I just back, there we go. And I just start squeezing down. So yeah, it's a little bit tedious, but you guys, I'm telling you, I swear by this. Like, I swear by this. I take it every single morning. I take my vitamin D shot. I immediately go and I take this. The vitamin D shot has to, sit under the tongue. I do the liquid-based vitamin D. It has to sit under the tongue for 10 seconds. So as soon as 10 seconds is up, it has like a citrusy flavor to it. And then I just grab out one of these, I shake it sucker up, and then I take my shot. So I do this every single morning. I've been doing it for a year, and I feel like this is just my own anecdotal evidence on this. I feel like I don't get sick as much, my colds don't last as long, and it's well worth it, the investment on it. You guys, I do clean up in between all this, but because I'm doing the video today, I am not keeping my cleaning up because I want to make sure I get all this done in a timely manner. All right, we're going round 3. Let's see if we can get this as the last one. I wonder, maybe? There might be a hair left at the end. Yeah. If you guys in the comments, if you have a better way of doing this, to it where it strains a little bit faster, I am all ears. I've heard there's different ways to squeeze out all the juices. Like I heard that there's like a cheese paper, but again, I have not really, this has just been the process that Crystal and I have been doing this. So if you guys know a way that's faster than this, by all means, we are open to suggestions. So by maybe the luck that somebody else knows how to do it and I could improve the speed at which I can get these things done, great. Obviously, we would like to have real turmeric instead of the powder turmeric that we have to buy. I would like to just do it myself. As much of the real way of doing it as humanly possible. Again, this has taught me a lot of patience. So, might be good that I do it this way. On top of the kids. The wife and the kids, they do the most in terms of teaching me patience. Isn't that the truth? Okay, so this is now trash. Or I mean, if you guys are gonna compost, you guys can compost it. We don't have a compost. I mean, the reason for that is we're in a rental property. I don't want to have to deal with I want to have an issue with composting. We decided not to. So now that we have this, now we want to pour this into our reservoir, which of these mason jar, and then I put them into our little containers. Okay, everybody, so I'm about to pour into my single serve containers. They are these, I believe they're 2 ounces. And I have this really cool funnel so I could easily add them in. And I'm gonna go directly from my bowl. That way I don't have to dirty up an extra dish, but I really normally put it in a mason jar and go from the mason jar, but I'm gonna go right from this bowl. So you guys are gonna see me probably make a big mess. So let's put you off to the side here. Ready? See how I do? Hopefully this will be okay. Okay, let's do this. I put paper towel down because it does get a little bit messy. Still had a little bit of a mess. But I go to there, maybe a little bit more on my next one, so. Two. Yeah, I'm gonna put a little bit more in there. And I just go 1 to 1. Sometimes they get a little bit full. You have to pull the vacuum up so it'll drop in. Those of you who know physics definitely know this one. Okay, so I have these come with tops. And we do wash them. They still get a little bit gross on the inside, but we wash them and we pull them apart and we make sure that they're fully clean. The turmeric just sit on them, pretty stiff like. So you just gotta maybe replace them once a year. It's probably the best way to go about it. These are only a couple months old, so we're gonna continue with them for now. So here we go. This in the inside of one of these. That's okay though, not the end of the world. Okay, so there we go. 2, 4, 6, 8. So this is just over a week right here. And you know they come in the packs of 4 like this. And you always tell you to take 1 a day. So I've taken more than 1 a day. Some people listen to the rules. I'm not one of them. As you guys can probably already tell. I'm gonna do it my way. So here we go here. This is the big reservoir. This is probably another, this is probably another 4 or 5 of them. This can be stored in the fridge with these guys here. The shelf life, I don't know what the exact length of shelf life is, but I've been known to do 21 days where I'll make a batch and they'll last 21 days. I'll still have them and not have any problems. So I think this is the best way to create your own quote unquote immunity shot with turmeric, ginger, cayenne pepper, lemon, ginger, mandarin orange, and some water. And there you go. There you have it. Okay, so there you have it. That is my recipe for the turmeric, ginger, lemon, orange, pepper, cayenne pepper, water shot. It's an immunity shot. And we do that. I have them every single day. I absolutely love them. I swear by them. And yeah, I did this out of necessity. I was sick of paying 12 bucks for 4 of these. I'm gonna put together a cost analysis because I do think we are saving quite a bit of money on doing it this way. And it's also kind of neat to know how to do this thing. So, and because I know it and I showed about it, some people were asking, so I figured, let's make a video. Anyways, hope all is well. Hope you like my mic. It is a paintbrush, my daughter's paintbrush, and we will go from there. And until then, we'll see you in the next one.